This is a stat sheet I made for all CCL teams. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not to be given to the CCL, it's not mandatory to fill out, it's just for whichever team wants to record stats. I'll keep you here quickly, I don't want to keep you here too long. I'll quickly go through each page and explain all the complicated little parts. The first one is Hardpoint Scrims. It goes player by player, it's not map by map. For each player you record, so let's say you play checkmate, so you would record the stats for one player here, and then going forward for each player ahead. By the end, you'll have player-specific stats for each map they played. You record your win or loss for the map, your roster, and then the school you played against. The same thing applies for the control sheet. It's almost the same thing. You have your scrim win-loss page. This looks at which maps you won and lost, and then your win percentage for each map overall, and then your average win-loss for the scrim. You have your points, your for and against. So let's say you win, your points for would always be 250, and then you would just put whatever score the other team got. The same thing applies for the control part. Quick way just to show you how to fill it in. Just assuming we play against a school, I'll put the Rochester Institute of Technology, and we win the checkmate, I'd put a 1. If we lose the crossroads, I'd put a 0. Up here, it would tell you your win percentage for the map overall, going down the line here. As the more you scrim, the more cells you'll fill in. So let's say you're really good at checkmate and you win everything, you'll have a 100% win rate overall. Once you lose, you'll see that it changes to 75% because you played 4 maps. And as it keeps going on and you keep winning, keep losing, you'll see that the win percentage changes overall. So once you reach the end here and you don't have any more cells, you would just highlight all these boxes, grab this blue square, and just drag. You can do it all the way right from the beginning, you can go all the way down, it doesn't matter. It's just for aesthetic purpose, I like the way it looks right now, and I would just like to add on to it as the days go by. Just to show how this works, so assuming we won that checkmate, we would put 250, and let's say they scored 200 points against us. It would update the top here, our average for and against for the checkmate map, and as we go on maps, let's say we lose the next one to 100 to 250, we get clubbed, you'll see that our average changes. And as scrims go on, you'll get a better idea of what your map's average for and against points are, and you could get a good idea on what your strong suits and your weak maps are. The next page is the game day page. This is probably the most important one to me because I like looking at our in-season matches and how well our players do during serious games. It is quite complicated. I'll try to tackle all the specifics. So after you fill in all your stats for your 4 players, so I have to put the full roster here. It doesn't matter if not all 7 players play. Let's say player 1 plays, player 3, 4, and 5 play. So you would fill in the stats for these players here, right? So after these stats are filled, this top gives you the overall stats for all players. So after these stats are filled, this top will update. So our score, let's say they score 2,300 points. Although it didn't update now, all you have to do is click on these small boxes, whichever player played, and put a capital X beside it. That'll update this, and it'll do like all this math for you. There's a lot of code here. I had a lot of help on this page. Shout out to Midip72 from the CCL. He helped me a lot for this one. And like assuming we finish this game day page, all you have to do is copy from your template page, copy the whole thing, go back to game day, and just click whichever one underneath and just paste it. You have your new template for the new game, and it's starting from scratch. So we started with a 2300 score. Let's say this person pops off and they put a 4,500 score. Though this updated, this math is wrong. You would have to put this X here, and now the math is proper. That's your average score for both of these games. As the series goes on, like you'll fill in your search and destroy, your control, and your score will update more. Like all of these stats will update very nicely. It'll look very good. And depending on your school, like by the end of the year, you can do player cards for your team. You can just see what your overall KD for the season was. I know a lot of people like seeing that. And it's really cool just to look at, honestly. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord, just in the CCL Discord. Just hit up Checko, or hit me up on Twitter at dchecko, DEE Checko. The next page is the game day win-loss for and against. So this is where a lot of the tedious filling out comes into. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an easier system. I tried making this universalized for all teams to fill out so anybody can do it. Assuming we play a best of 5 series. Let's say we play, I'll just do it over here, checkmate. We played Miami, Garrison, Moscow, and Reed. So we won the checkmate, let's just say 250 to 140. We won the Miami 6-5. We lost the Garrison 3-0 because we suck. We lost the Moscow 100 to 250. And then we won the raid 6-5. We would then go over here and just say which maps we won. So we won the checkmate. So all you would do, you would put a 1 beside the checkmate. That's all. We won the Miami search and destroy. So you'd look for Miami and you'd put a 1. Oh, whoops. I should put a O there. So we lost the Garrison. So now I'd look for Garrison, put a 0, and then make my way back to the hardpoint. So Moscow. We lost. I'll put a 0. And then we won the raid search and destroy. So it'll then tell you your percentages for each map, which one you won, which one you lost. As it goes by, just like Scrim win-loss, it'll calculate your averages and all that, and you'll get a good idea on what your strong suits are during the season. The same thing applies for the for against. It's just like Scrim win-loss. It's just you have to search for the map in a sense. I think it's just up here. I couldn't really find an easier way to fill this in, but hopefully that answers all your questions, and good luck during the season. Have fun.